Welcome back, everybody. Nice to have you with us. We're talking about what's happening in the world of Western Province Club Rugby. In studio with me, Alistair Tace, Nazim Adams. All right, so derby time. We're talking about the Paarl region now. Alistair, Lower Paarl and Paarl Rangers at least, and Blues, of course, had their knockout finals. The Paarl Rangers guys, of course, won the first team and the second team, so they've had a good outing. But then, of course, last weekend, it was derby time. Albions and Paarl Rangers. Now, we're not going to give anybody the result right now, but you've got 7 days to go from a knockout to a derby match. Which one do you aim for?
JB, that's a tough one. I think, clubs pride themselves on the derby games, the bragging rights at the end of the day, but also the knockout. You take the knockout and carry that momentum into the derby day. As a coach, I would, if the derby days after the knockout, I'd target the knockout, carry that momentum into my derby day, and then.
But Nazim, what's more important? Winning the league or having the bragging rights over your neighbours for
I think if you live in Paarl, it will be winning the derby.
Winning the derby. Yeah, well, it was Albions. I mean, Albions would have had a chance to rest. Andre Kermis sent me some info. We'll talk about that still. But Albions would have had a chance to have a little bit of a rest there. Do you think that they would have been spying a little bit, come down to Fora? Do you think that some of the Albions fans would have been there?
Definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah, Nazim?
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, that's a big game. They're thinking about that for the whole year.
Yeah, well, all right, folks. Again, courtesy of the Village Guy, Miles Minnar, here's the first half of that derby, Albions and Paarl Rangers. and at one stage, Albions really far behind. Before we look at the second half, but Alistair, just looking at the game there, good to see such a big crowd. Really, that's
the nice thing that obviously a derby game.
Yeah.
That main the grandstand there was full. You know, probably a great atmosphere. But in this first half, just from a playing perspective, it looks like Albions had the upper hand, but from executing perspective, you know, Rangers scored a couple of tries there.
And your thoughts, Nazim, looking at the game?
Yeah, obviously the first thing that's very impressive is the crowd.
Yeah.
It just shows how club rugby, the support is good in as well. Everything is good there. Then the other thing that struck me was that the good attacking play. If it's very seldom that you can see that with those type of strike plays from first phase and they score, and that is what you want to see. Yeah. How many times you see 10, 20 phases and you don't score? But there you want people to put effort in from attacking scrum, see if you can score. It happens there. Also execution of the maul is good to see that at club level.
Well, let's see how it ends up. Of course, it's Albions and Paarl Rangers, Derby Day. Right, there we go, folks. Of course, Albions and Paarl Rangers. If you want to find out the result, you're going to have to come back after the break. Don't go away. We'll be back in a second.